Alright, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Jericho. I'm here with my good friend and Madden expert Aaron, and today we are going to go over the NFL schedule and our predictions. Alright Aaron, I guess let's get into it. The AFC South. Overall, it looks like it's going to be an easy schedule for each one of the players. The Colts got a 0.424% percentage for all their opponents, and they're only playing four playoff teams the entire season. The Jags got a 0.439 opponent win percentage and are playing four. The Titans got a 0.447 win percentage with six playoff teams in their schedule, and the Texans got a 0.463 opponent win percentage, and they're only playing four playoff teams from last season, the entire season. So, what is your prediction from that? Is there anybody you want to highlight?
Jacksonville. I really thought they were going to step up last, like become a very good team again, kind of like what the Raiders had did. But now that they've changed like their front office staffing with coaching, and they got Tom Coughlin back there, and they're spending their money wisely, I really think that it's going to be their division this year. The Texans are good, the Titans are good, the Colts are still kind of on the fence, but I think this year Jacksonville will be the winner of that division.
All right, who do you think is going to come dead last?
I think it's going to be the Colts again.
Think it's going to be the Colts again, even though they got the easiest schedule in that division.
They also have an injury-riddled quarterback with a very, very bad defense.
That is true. So we're going to go Jacksonville, and who's going to come in the middle of the pack?
It's tough, but I think Houston will be second. They still have a very good defense and a good running back.
All right, let's move on to the AFC North. We got the Bengals. They got the easiest schedule in the AFC North. 0.449 opponent win percentage and five playoff teams. Then comes Pittsburgh. They got a 0.453 opponent win percentage and they're playing five. Then come the Ravens, who, in my opinion, got the hardest. They got the hardest schedule in the division. They got a 0.461 opponent win percentage and they're playing seven different playoff teams. Then comes the Browns. They got a .469 opponent win percentage and they're playing five playoff teams. So take me through that division real quick.
The AFC North it's always tough to call, and it's always a fun division, especially like when you get to see like Pittsburgh and the Ravens play off, because you know they're coming to hit, they're coming to play, and they're usually going to play three times a year because of the playoffs. And I think it's hard to say, but the division's going to be running through them. But I think Pittsburgh will probably win it. I think they'll probably finish at like 11-5, and then the Ravens will follow second with like 10-6 or 9-7. But I think both of them will make the playoffs this year.
All right. Who do you think's going to come dead last? Obviously, it's got to be the Browns, doesn't it?
It is. I do think that. But if there are Browns fans listening, I think they're going to be much competitive this year. Much more competitive than they were last year, and I think it's going to start building for the future for them.
What do you think they're going to go?
Earlier, before everything happened, I said 5 games, and I still think that is probably a realistic possibility, depending on what happens with the draft and what else happens like through free agency or if they pick up anybody else. But I still think 4 or 5 games is a realistic possibility for them, depending on how they play.
Definitely not going to almost not win a game this next season, huh?
No, I don't think so. And I mean, I really think Hugh Jackson, I said before, he was like a true QB whisperer with Andy Dalton when he was in Cincinnati. And I mean, I think they're really getting the pieces they need. I don't know if Brock Osweiler really is the correct position at quarterback. I don't think that's the answer. But, I mean, I think he's going to really get that team to play well and play much better.
All right, let's move on to the AFC East. We got the Patriots, our Patriots. They got a .527 opponent win percentage with 7 playoff teams. Then come the Jets. They got a .535 opponent win percentage with 7 playoff teams in the schedule. Then the Dolphins. They got a .547 opponent win percentage with 5 playoff teams in the schedule. And then come the Bills with the hardest, you could say. I mean, I guess that's kind of arguable. The Pats, the Jets, and the Bills all kind of have the same amount of playoff teams and around, the same opponent win percentage. But it's .561 with 7 playoff teams in the schedule. Obviously, Patriots are going to win that. But who's coming second, third, and fourth?
Yeah, like you said, New England, I actually think they're going to go 14-2, maybe 13-3. I mean, with all the pickups we've had, they look sharp. I think the Dolphins will be second, maybe 10-6, maybe 11-5, making another playoff push with Adam Gase there and Ryan Tannehill staying healthy, hopefully. There's no telling the talent that team has. I think it's tough from there. I think I would probably go with probably the Bills. I think they are more set and stable than the Jets because the Jets are all over the place right now. So that's how I think that's gonna go. Pats, Dolphins, Bills, Jets.
All right, we're gonna get into that in another video. AFC West. Broncos got a point teams in the schedule. That's pretty hard. Chargers got a .568 opponent win percentage with 6 playoff teams. Raiders got a .572 with 6 playoff teams, and the Chiefs got a .576 with 8 playoff teams. How do you see that one going, Aaron?
I mean, this is going to be one of the funnest divisions to watch this year, probably. There's so many good teams. I really liked Denver a lot. I kept talking about them, but, like, with seeing the schedule and how tough it is, that's really all they have is a defense and a good running attack. Sometimes that's all you need, but I think their quarterback situation's a little too much right now for them to overcome. And Kansas City's tough. Oakland's tough. The Chargers, I still think they're not there yet. So I would have to say the Raiders are going to it's so tough. I think the Raiders are going to be in second place. The Chiefs will be in first, followed by Denver, and then the Chargers. I don't know why. I'm still big on Kansas City for some reason, and I don't know why, but it's going to be a toss-up between them and Oakland. It's going to be fun to watch.
All right, moving on to the NFC. We get the NFC North. That's what we're going to start out with. Vikings got a .453 win percentage, and they're playing 6 playoff teams. The Lions got a .469, and they're playing 5. The Bears got a .479 opponent win percentage and have 6 playoff teams, and the Packers got a .480 with 6 playoff teams. How do you see that one going?
It's another kind of a tougher division, I would say, and I think the Packers, I think their schedule actually is somewhat decent for them. Actually, I think that's the division's going to run through them. It's hard to say from there, but I still think the Lions will be second because after you seeing how the Vikings started out 5-0 last year and then they fell apart, I think they'll be in third, followed by the Bears at fourth. But the Bears are up and coming. I think they're going to get there. It's just going to take a while for them to rebuild. But that division's still going to run through Green Bay for now.
All right, moving on to the NFC South. Panthers got a .504 win percentage for the opponent. Still playing 6 playoff teams. Saints got a .514. Also playing 6. The Bucks got a .518. Yeah, .518, and they're playing 7 playoff teams. And the Falcons got a .512. And they're playing 6. How do you see that one going?
I kept picking the Saints for years and years. I just kept thinking they were going to get back to that being that team, but it looks like right now, and especially after losing Brandon Cooks, which I'm happy as a Patriots fan, obviously, and they don't have a defense. They have no defense really. So I can't pick them. I think it's going to be Atlanta. Atlanta is the king of that division for now. I think with Tampa picking up the weapons and maturing, they're going to be in second place. They're going to play some tight games. They're going to have to beat Atlanta at least once, maybe, to try and catch up with them, like winning maybe a surprise punt, surprise onside kick, going for on 4th and short, stealing some possessions from them in hopes of making something happen. And because Atlanta is too tough, I think. So then it's going to be Tampa Bay's right behind them, then the Saints, and then the Panthers. I don't see the Panthers being elite like they were in that Super Bowl year. I think they just have too much to overcome right now.
I'd say that's fair. Let's move on to the NFC. Cowboys got a .531 opponent win percentage, 7 playoff teams in the schedule. Eagles got a .531 with 7 playoff teams. Giants got a .535 with 6 playoff teams in the schedule, and the Redskins got a .534 with 7 playoff teams. How do you see the NFC East going?
It used to be like a laughing stock of the NFL. It was like, oh, 8 games get you in, 9 games get you in. It's becoming much tougher, and every team has gotten like a serious upgrade. Basically, other than Dallas, I don't think Dallas has really done much of anything this year, but every team has signed, I believe, a receiver. So I mean, and usually a big name receiver, everybody kind of knows who they are. It's really tough. I still think Dallas might hold it. They have the best offensive line. They got Dak and Zeke, which seem to be helping move that offense. They got Jason Witten. They got a decent enough defense. So I'm gonna go with Dallas, and then that Giant defense is really good. They're gonna be second. I think Philly's gonna be third, actually, leaving Washington in the basement.
Sorry, Washington, but you do have the hardest schedule in the NFC East. All right, let's move on to the last one. NFC West. Seahawks got a pretty easy schedule at a .455 opponent win percentage, and they're playing 5 playoff teams. Cardinals got a .467 with 6 playoff teams. 49ers got a .475 with 5 playoff teams, and the Rams got a .482 with 5 playoff teams. Seahawks winning that one.
I think you have to have them winning that one. There's no one that's really threatening them right now. I thought the Cardinals would, and they still have a chance to, but I really don't even know what happened last year. They have all the weapons. Carson Palmer, he's not all that bad. He's got a big arm. You got Larry Fitzgerald, David Johnson, good defense. I mean, there's no reason that they couldn't challenge or even beat Seattle. But till I see them do it, I can't believe they're going to do it. So I have to say it's going to be Seattle, then the Cardinals, then the 49ers. They are really fixing it. I love what they're doing over there in San Francisco. They're going to start to become a really good team. They are doing everything the right way, in my opinion. And then that leaves the Rams last.
All right. One thing I wanted to bring up, Aaron, you pretty much are an NFL expert. I say it on a lot of our videos, but how many games did you correctly pick last year?
I missed a few, and then I was being a little favoritism toward Jacksonville picking games I shouldn't have, but it was over 160.
160 correct games picked. If that's not an NFL expert, I don't know what is. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, a favorite, subscribe. Leave us a comment if you want more content. And with that, Aaron, is there anything you want to leave everybody with?
Just, in my opinion, I think New England's going to go 14-2, maybe 13-3. Like I said, I think they're going to win the Super Bowl, and it's going to be against Green Bay. You heard it here first, guys.
All right, guys. You did hear it here first. Next Super Bowl, New England, Green Bay. Mark it on the calendars. All right, guys. This has been Jericho, and I'm signing off. See you guys next time.